together. Yeah, I'll just sing. Red bay, my day. No sound comes down. Drink silk, yeah, stay. You know I was legal when I come to you. You gave me food, clothes, and protection too. You said don't worry about a thing, just show your loyalty. It's the comfort that you'll bring. When I look around, I got papers and passport working on my visa. I soon gonna be straight. Boss lady tell me send for family. She can clean the house and iron the clothes for me. Confidential, it's a confidential thing. This matter is serious, we don't know what it will bring. Confidential, we must regulate this thing. Confidential, we don't know what it will bring. Modern physically in Abaco, Exuma, from Bahamas, Island. Now for the capital, Cap Michael Road, Carbon Road. Now for village and Coconut Grove. Community all over the place, disregarding this bohemian dream. Confidential, it's a confidential thing. This matter is serious, we don't know what it will bring. Confidential, we must regulate this thing. Confidential, we don't know what it will bring. Yeah. Lord, 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 Lord. Oh yeah.
Tonight, a teen is violently attacked in his home on the Family Island. We've got the exclusive tonight. This as a Defense Force officer becomes the latest traffic victim. And later, concerns over the voter register continue to mount as preparations are underway for the general election. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news this Monday, a terrorizing assault on three brothers, the youngest just 6 years old. It's leaving their mother desperate for answers as one of the sons continued to fight for his life. Our Lyndon Ritchie Jr. joining me live in studio. He has the exclusive details tonight. Lyndon?
Good evening, Janaea. A mother of five left their family's apartment complex in Greencastle, Eleuthera to run a quick errand, but swiftly diverted back home where she was met with a trail of bloodstains and her sons in fear.
I get the call from my 16-year-old screaming, saying, "Mommy, they chopped me in my head." They chop him in his head with a cutlass. They beat him with pieces of wood. He could have been dead.
Grateful her son is still alive, but outraged. That's how 33-year-old mother of five, Santisha Brown, describes the harrowing near-death attack on her three sons, ages 18, 16, and just 6 years old. Brown telling Eyewitness News exclusively that her eldest son had a prior dispute with another teen. After speaking with the other teen's parents, she thought the matter was resolved, but days later, after she left home, that teen allegedly returned with two others, intent on violence. Instead, her 16-year-old opened the door and was met with a brutal sudden assault.
Drenched in blood, screaming, waking up the 18-year-old. He had to start fighting and defending. My 6-year-old, they going to go hit him in his head with a rock. He had to shove the 6-year-old under the bed. They took that same rock and hit my 16-year-old in the same place where they did already chop him.
Officer in charge of Eleuthera Superintendent Franklin Neely confirming the incident, noting all three suspects are minors.
Three young men with a range age between 15 and 17 were arrested. They were later transported to New Providence, where they are expected to be arraigned.
The attackers left a trail of destruction throughout the apartment, shattered windows, holes in the walls, damaged doors. Brown says her attempts to seek financial assistance from the suspect's parents went nowhere, but community members stepped in, helping her son to get to Nassau for urgent medical care.
He had a lot of swelling going on. Thank God there was no internal bleeding. They checked him to make sure none of the nerves and stuff was clipped.
Now with her 16-year-old son bruised and fighting to recover, and her 6-year-old traumatized by the violent ordeal, Brown says she wants one thing.
But justice need to be served. Sit down and talk to these children. And when these children do wrong, you correct them in their wrong. Don't you cloak them, because my child could have been dead.
Now, Eyewitness News understands that those minors accused of allegedly carrying out this gruesome attack were hauled before the magistrate's court on Monday. Of course, it's a story we are continuing to follow, but for now, I'm Linton Ritchie Jr. reporting live in studio, sending it back to you at the desk. Janelle.
Thanks so much for that exclusive report, Linton. Meantime, a Royal Bahamas Defense Force Marine dead after being involved in a traffic accident shortly after 6 this morning. The officer has been identified as Damaris Ambrister. Police on the scene this morning confirming that speed played a factor, leaving officers to use the jaws of life to remove his body from the overturned vehicle. Bristow, who joined the Defense Force in January of 2023, was remembered by Commodore Floyd Moxey for bringing a genuine intensity to his work, adding that he is one who served with a positive attitude that inspired all of those around him. Condolences are extended to his family tonight.
On arrival of the scene, police discovered a burgundy Nissan Juke overturned on the southern side of Harrell Road with extensive damages, and also a lone male. EMS on arrival, the preliminary examinations, they discovered that this male was lifeless. Our information is this Jeep is traveling east on Harrell Road when it somehow lost control and collided into a tree. At this time, it's really in our investigation. What I can say is that speed may have been a factor. This Jeep received extensive damages, and right now we are looking for any information if there was any witnesses to this accident.
Well, police on Long Island probing the discovery of human remains that were found yesterday in Deadman's Key. According to preliminary reports, officers responded just after 8 a.m. to an off-road near Constitution Drive near the Deadman's Key airport. When they arrived, they found a body in a state of advanced decomposition. The victim's identity and the circumstances surrounding the death remain unknown tonight. An autopsy is expected to determine the exact cause of death. Well, an escapee from the Nassau Street Police Station in November has ended in court as 35-year-old Michael Thompson was sentenced for fleeing lawful custody. In a video circulating on social media, Thompson turning himself in after being on the run for over a week. A woman can be heard in that clip identifying herself as Thompson's wife, confessing that he ran out of the station after she alleges authorities took his money and threatened his life. Thompson made his escape on November 22nd, damaging a police officer's handcuff in the process, his actions sparking an island-wide manhunt before he was recaptured or turned in. During his hearing, Thompson pleaded guilty to escaping custody and causing damage. Prosecutors noted that he has prior convictions. He apologized to the court and also requested leniency. Magistrate Abigail Farrington sentencing him to 3 months in prison for the escape and imposed a $1,000 fine for the damage, with an additional 3 months in default if the fine is not paid. Well, on to some other news tonight. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson's claim that the voter registry isn't outdated are being confronted tonight. Acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper telling reporters today that the database needs to be brought up to speed as there remains concern with missing names or outdated entries, as he alleges. It's a discussion that persists in light of the Golden Isles by-election. Former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham also argued that the register needed to be cleaned up, adding that the Free National Movement and the government were unable to find several thousand voters while canvassing for the Golden Isles by-election.
It needs updating, and the Bahamian people need to present themselves to cause that updating to happen. I encourage Bahamians to register. Persons who have transferred, who have left constituencies and moved elsewhere need to transfer. Once they do their part, we will be able to make those transfers on the register. So it's the work that's being done at the moment with the Parliamentary Registration Department, but they have no way of knowing that you left Golden Isles and moved to Centerville, for example. You must go in and cause that transfer to happen. So I encourage Bahamians everywhere, if you're not registered, to get registered.
Senator Darren Henfield in the lower chamber today also raising concerns regarding that register. He spoke about a challenge he had while canvassing a polling division recently.
Because I myself canvassed an area where I could not find on a list of individuals, I wouldn't call it the division, the polling division or area, I could not find some 62 persons. And I was like, this is impossible. Where are they? And so, you know, we're not here to criticize anybody who's trying to do their work in the parliamentary office, but there has to be some cleansing of the register. There has to be a more deliberate effort made to sanitize the register if we are going to have the means of determining who all is entitled to vote, who all ought not to vote, and who we should be talking to about voting.
Meantime, it seems as if the acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper isn't opposed to the idea of the former NBA athlete, Ambassador Rick Fox, entering frontline politics, but he's raising questions tonight about Fox's nationality. Cooper's comments came as Fox recently revealed that he plans to contest next year's general election, but he hasn't disclosed whether he will do so as an independent candidate or with either major or alternative party. Fox continues to stir the political pot with recent social media posts seemingly criticizing the Davis administration. We can tell you that ambassadors are required to be citizens of the Bahamas, although there may be some exceptions. Non-citizens may need to meet specific residency requirements years before being eligible for citizenship and subsequently an ambassadorship. Now, Fox has also reported that he holds one passport, and that's a Bahamian passport.
Ambassador is appointed by the Prime Minister, so you can certainly speak with the Prime Minister about his position as it relates to that matter. But if Rick is a Bahamian, he is free to run for politics. I don't know what his nationality is. I always thought he was Canadian, but if he is Bahamian, he can certainly offer himself for politics in the Bahamas.
Well, there continues to be a growing showdown between the nation's chief and a local union leader who says she and her members are refusing to yield until they get what's rightfully theirs. Our Jose Etienne joining me live in studio with the latest on this. Jose?
Well, Janea, it remains a mystery on how government will feel the wrath of unionized teachers who spoke loudly through an internal poll after expressing how they were gutted by recent salary increases. Their union president, Belinda Wilson, says the final straw for them is Prime Minister Philip Davis saying last week that he's disappointed with public servants' response to the raise, comments that were widely viewed as a slap in the face.
I don't know why he was disappointed. But we are disappointed in the Prime Minister.
In fact, Wilson previously called the salary increases crumbs. On the other hand, here's what's driving Davis's disappointment.
That was not a matter that was negotiated by them. It was something I did for them.
But Wilson says it's time for Davis to stop rehashing that argument.
The funds did not come out of the Prime Minister's personal bank account or the Prime Minister's pocket. It's the taxpayers' money.
The union's also taking issue with recent increases not being retroactive to last year. Government officials confirmed that it's a back pay from September of this year.
We did not receive equal to others who would have received $3,000 and up because your word is your bond, sir.
Wilson's also arguing that a recent communication from government officials proved to her that the union's recommendations fell on stony ground.
I call it a general, vague, weak response. What did it say? But they've also said that there's no other salary review, which shows that they never conducted a review for the 17,000 civil servants that they just paid crumbs to.
Now, that recent poll shows that nearly 88% of respondents voted in favor of industrial action, while an even greater majority, 92%, supported moving forward with a strike vote. Wilson declined to say how many teachers voted.
I sent out a second poll because you would note that industrial action is not only marching or protesting.
Janea, you'd recall back in October how Wilson and scores of other public servants brought Bay Street to a standstill during two separate protests. And so could that happen again? Or could they take another route to get what they say is theirs? We'll be standing by. Until then, back to you, Janea.
Indeed, we will. Jose Etienne joining us live in studio tonight. Meantime, BTVI's campus was disrupted this morning as UTEB and the Auxiliary Professionals Union walked off the job, calling for the swift removal of President Dr. Linda Davis, even with only 1 month remaining in her tenure. Union members say Davis had blocked certification allowances, permanent and pensionable upgrades, and also salary increments.
The faculty will sit outside the gate until Dr. Davis is removed permanently. We will not accept the disrespect. We are tired of being nice, tired of being diplomatic. We are sick and tired of the blatant disregard and disrespect. Most of all, we are tired of the constant and intentional frustration of the process by the president. She is the epitome of Ebenezer Scrooge. She questions our credentials for master's degrees from accredited universities. She questions our industrial certifications. She sends directives to stall any and all negotiations so that we are unable to complete our new industrial agreement. She has refused to give approval so that faculty can attend professional programs, even when these programs are sponsored. She is blocking our annual salary increase, which were owed to us.
Well, attempts to reach President Davis were unsuccessful up until news time. Meantime, the president of the Bahamas Union of Auxiliary Professionals in Education, Ernesto Williams, and union members acknowledging that while Davis's tenure is coming to an end, they simply want urgent change and also to feel valued.
20 days is too long. 20 days is too long to wait. 19 days is too long to wait. If your very existence is spent on frustrating and withholding what is necessary and then denying what is necessary for people here who make this institution tick, then clearly not only are you anti-transformative, not only are you anti-progressive, not only are you anti-labor, but you are also anti the people.
Mr. Brave Davis, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, to please, we at BTVI, our faculty members here, you see all the faculties are here, right? And staff, that's right, and staff, would love to receive the benefits that you saw fit to give us in July of 2023. Some 2+ years later, we're still waiting to receive those gifts.
Eyewitness News turning to social media today, posing the question, do you think it's unreasonable to demand her immediate removal with December 20th so close? 62% of participants voting no, remove her immediately. 30% voting yes, wait until December 20th. 8% voting that you are not sure. Be sure to continue to participate in our daily digital polls as your voice matters. Well, downtown Nassau coming alive tonight with light and music as hundreds have gathered for the official Christmas tree lighting. It's marking the start of the holiday season here in the capital. Our Delano Roker is standing by live tonight with the highlights. Delano?
That's right, Shania. I'm currently on Parliament and Rawson Square where the energy is palpable tonight. There's nary a seat that can be seen on the bleachers, and there are even persons lined across the street for the national Christmas tree lighting. Now, I would have mentioned this is a Ministry of Youth Sports event, and there's been massive talent out here tonight from Sadie Curtis, C.H. Reeves, C.R. Walker, and also Windsor. It's been multiple persons, but let's get into the reaction so far. It's no secret that this Christmas tree ceremony has had a few situations in the past where persons were not pleased with the decorations, but the reactions so far tonight have been mostly positive. One woman confidently saying that it's better than last year, so we can start there. But as you can see, the motifs here tonight are a comfortable silver and gold. Now, the artist Vanya Williams would have said she wanted to stick to Christian values, traditional values, things that push our nation forward in a time of strife. Now, you can see that artist also did the work that you can see on Parliament House, the Happy Holiday sign. So for those of you who aren't here tonight, when you drive by and you look over, her work is both the tree and the signage. Now, also, we have the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture here tonight to talk about everything happening here. Minister, it's been a lot of youth talent here tonight. How focused are you on showcasing the tourists that are present here tonight, our Bahamian culture and our Bahamian values?
Well, let me first say congratulations to all the schools that have participated so far. We have trained a variety of cultural expression. Also, our young people showcasing their skill set and their talent that they got when it comes to culture. And this is what it's all about. This tree lighting ceremony is not just to light the tree and make it beautiful for all of the Bahamians to see when they ride downtown, but also giving our young people an opportunity so that we can bridge that gap between the past, the present, and the future. And also, as you see, we have some film displaying our past, displaying some of our cultural artists who would have gone on home. And this is what it's all about, so that we can make sure we maintain our identity of who we are as a people.
And also, tonight, we're going to get John Canoe. That's what everyone wants to know. We're going to get it for Christmas, but we're going to get it tonight. So just talk a little bit about that and some of the talent we'll be seeing performing tonight.
Well, again, one thing, every time we put this show on and we bring this program together, we try to ensure that we include the young people. And you will see, again, a lot of young people performing, because that's what it's all about. We need to know what our future is like, and once we see our future is bright, we believe the greatest investment we should always be is our young people, and that is what we do inside the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Of course, the climax is the greatest aspect of our culture, which is John Canoe. And therefore, we will just put on a little show sponsored by Collect. We call it the Collect Practice Rush Out. And that will just give people a taste of what's to come Boxing Day in New Year's.
Thank you so much, Minister. You would have heard it right now, Janea. Persons are waiting, but before we get to John Canoe, we have to get back to the 30-foot tree behind me with nearly 500 ornaments on it. So I'm going to send it back to you at the desk while we await that moment. I'm Delano Roca reporting live. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Delano. And if you haven't made it on Bay Street as yet, you still have time before the John Canoe rush out and before all the lights are lit up. Well, months after the world-famous Valley Boys blasted the Davis administration after not receiving any seed funding, Eyewitness News understands the group has since received some $40,000 in funds to assist with its preparations leading up to the upcoming major parades. This comes as Culture Minister Mario Boleg previously defended government granting seed funding to the Way Forward Valley Boys, only a controversial decision driven by a court order that is currently under fire. At the time, Boleg argued that the ruling made it clear that the Trevor Davis fraction should be recognized as the official Valley Boys, while today Boleg is revealing that no group has been exempt from government's assistance.
Every group receives seed funding. There's no group in this country who intend to rush did not receive seed funding. And both fractions that I was advised will be on the parade. Both groups are registered to participate. The law of the land stands, and at the end of the day, we're not getting involved in anything as relates to the Valley Boys. The Valley Boys, we're preparing for this parade, and that's all we want to do, prepare for the John Canoe parade. If the Valley Boys has some difference between themselves, that's something they must sort out with themselves, not with the government, NJC, or the parade management team.
And with much of the John Canoe controversy that persisted this year being in the review, Boleg says all roads now lead to Bay as the various groups have already kicked things into high gear.
All John Canoe groups, I think, I was told by the rep in the ministry that Congos may not be coming, but it's not because they couldn't come. As some other issues that they have arrived at. I was not told what those issues are. They was receiving funding, and they have asked us not to send it because they will not be attending. All is going well. I think most recently they have met with the potential judges, have their judges course. They have met with all the leaders, a representative of the groups who would have accepted the rules that they will want to govern themselves by. Ain't much changes was made, but any little changes that were made, I was understand that they was agreed upon. And so it's only a matter of the groups now preparing themselves to get on Bay Street. All the logistics as the preparation from the ministry point of view is ready to go. As you can see, the first half of the bleachers on Rawson Square is already up. Tonight, it's the Christmas tree lighting. And all the groups, A groups, will be participating in what we call the Collect Practice Rush this afternoon. And so that is just the beginning of the season that what is to come.
If you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, highlights from the grand opening ceremony of Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt's her Legacy Hall. We've got the details coming up. And later tonight, a new underground cabling project aims to boost and modernize the country's energy network. We've got the details on that right after this break.
Hello, bonjour, hola, hallo, ciao. No matter where your passport takes you, BTC roaming keeps you effortlessly connected. Enjoy seamless calls, lightning-fast data, and affordable roaming across the globe. No SIM swaps, no stress. Just one network, working everywhere. So go ahead, explore the world, and still be just a call away from home.
The best Christmas memories aren't the ones posted, they're the ones that stay. So whether you're here for the original memes or spicy moments, gather round for the memories that truly matter. Share 8 juicy pieces of KFC chicken with your favorite sides and our new coconut dessert biscuits, a holiday treat made to share. Enjoy Christmas without a filter or dish duty, but with the moments that are full of flavor. KFC's Festive Feast, starting at $20. Finger licking good.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist, they're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Shell, $5.28. Rubis coming in at $5.34. Esso, the highest tonight at $5.46. Your local prices at the pump. Well, grouper season is closed as of today for the Nassau grouper until February. The notice coming from several environmental and marine conservation groups. Anyone found in Bahamian waters fishing for the grouper from now until February 28th could face imprisonment or fines. Well, congratulations coming in from the Senate to Member of Parliament-elect Darren Pickstock from his former Senate colleagues, President of the Senate Lachelle Adderley and Attorney General Ryan Pinder, encouraging Pickstock for the journey ahead.
Given MP-elect Darren Pickstock's stellar contribution and appointment in the Senate, his love for country, community, and humanity, proven track record as an attorney of law and chair of BAIC, I am absolutely certain that the newly elected Member of Parliament will provide exemplary representation to all of the constituency of Golden Isles and the wider Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
After a hard-fought by-election campaign, trust me, I know more than others, Madam President, how intense and quick in an accelerated pace a by-election can be, and certainly I can speak firsthand to know how fulfilling, Madam President, it is when you win that by-election.
Meantime, senators debating and passing the data protection bill in the upper chamber today after it was passed in the House of Assembly last month. The bill seeking to align the Bahamas' data protection framework with evolving global norms, particularly the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, widely regarded as the gold standard. Attorney General Ryan Pinder leading the second reading of that bill.
What we have here today, Madam President, is a comprehensive bill that brings the Bahamas data protection regime into international best practices, taking into consideration how quickly technology is evolving, all while recognizing, Madam President, that the regime must be fit for purpose for a small island developing state.
Mr. Vice President, the bill also empowers Bahamians with stronger personal rights. This bill gives every Bahamian the right to understand, access, correct, restrict, file a complaint, and even demand the deletion of their personal information when it is no longer needed. Where the processing of personal data is based on the consent of a data subject, the data controller shall provide clear and verifiable evidence that the data subject has given consent to the processing of his personal data.
Well, that process starting in 2020 when the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean conducted a review of data protection legislation across the region, including the Bahamas, members of the side opposite encouraging integrity and transparency in this process.
So even when you collect the data, the biometric data, you have to encrypt it. You also have to have explicit consent from people, okay? Do not take it for granted and just take their data, because you could, like on the camera, someone come into your store, whatever, you may be able to just get biometric data, just their faces, but you cannot do it without explicit content. And the resale of information has to be banned.
And so we have to, as a country, as legislators, as we are rightly doing here today, seeking to do, we have to legislate protection against unwanted incursions. You know, and because it is a way of business.
Well, more than 350 full-time jobs expected to be created as Atlanta's Paradise Island announcing some major renovations of the Cove set to begin in spring of next year. The upgrades including all 600 luxury suites, the Cove pool, public spaces, dining venues, and several guest amenities, all while remaining open to guests during construction. This next phase also following recent enhancements to the Royal and Atlantis Casino with the resort, preparing to roll out a slate of new experiences next year. Guests can expect new full-service restaurants, a beach club, the expanded Imperial Club at the Royal, upgraded sports facilities, and a full renewal of the Madeira Spa. Officials saying in a press statement that the renovations underscores Atlantis' continued commitment to elevating luxury and entertainment here in the Bahamas. Well, scores of government officials, community members, and residents gathering on 6th Street today, celebrating the grand opening of Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt's Legacy Hall. It's a tribute set in the longtime home of the Governor General, who has lived in the St. Barnabas constituency, affectionately known as the Grove, for more than 6 decades. Acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper says the occasion was befitting for a woman who devoted most of her life to uplifting her people.
I stand here this morning on behalf of Prime Minister Davis, but also as one Bahamian amongst many who has watched her life and thought, this is what service looks like. Flowers are a symbol. They say you matter, you're loved, you've made a difference. And too often we wait until people are gone to say these things. Today we are doing the opposite.
Well, Bahamas Power and Light Company, in partnership with the Ministry of Energy and Transport and key government agency, recently announcing the historic electrification of the Porters Key Dock. The Porters Key Dock electrification project, scheduled for completion by the end of the first quarter of 2026, is projected to mark a significant leap forward in the country's energy modernization efforts and serves as a powerful cultural milestone. Deputy Director of Policy and Research in the Energy Division within the Ministry of Energy and Transport, Natty Maynard, noting the project will use fully underground cabling to strengthen resilience, reduce storm exposure, and also protect critical infrastructure.
We want to introduce renewable energy elements in future phases. So the question has been asked, why not, as a part of this electrification process, have solar installed at the dock. So in the long term, we will do that because there will be opportunity for more buildings and stalls to be constructed. But this is something that we anticipate will be in the medium to long term. Our main priority right now is to ensure that we provide safe, modern infrastructure for the vendors at Porters Key.
BPL and its partners also announcing the implementation of improved lighting, enhanced safety features, closed-circuit television or CCTV, firefighting support equipment, fencing, gate control, and road upgrades. These enhancements will create a safer and more welcoming environment for vendors, visitors, and families, according to officials. BPL's Distribution and Planning Manager, Robert Turnquest, explaining that each of the current 24 vendors will also receive their own dedicated conduit meter and service box. It's ensuring independent operation. One vendor's outage, disconnection, or payment issue will no longer affect the others, a major advancement for fairness and also economic stability.
Is likening this project to a waterfront condo, a 24-unit condo. This is prime real estate that we want to make sure give the best product. In the meter house, you would see on this slide the scheme to provide stack meters. We would have 24, like I said, on one wall and another 24 on the other. Next. And this is an example of what the finished product would look like.
Well, at Miller's Heights Park on Saturday evening, music and grill food setting the stage for a neighborhood gathering that looked more like a family festival than a political event. Beneath the relaxed atmosphere, there was a serious proposal, or purpose rather. Clint Watson still awaiting the official party nod from the governing Progressive Liberal Party, using the moment to build a deeper connection with residents of Southern Shores. The meet and greet offering open conversation, giving families a chance not only to engage with each other, but also engage directly with the man who hopes to secure their vote.
We need firm leadership.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we need decisive leadership. We not only need a man who is willing to listen, or first of all, take time out to listen. We need a man who's going to find solutions and results. And I feel that Clint Watson is that man. And I feel that Clint Watson is also going to be a good role model for young Bahamians coming up as well.
I don't go with who I know or what they're doing, but as far as what he's doing is what we need. And that's what I'm going to get at right now. What we need is a man like Clint who has been serving people, helping people throughout communities, throughout the Family Island, and through the Bahamas. He has been doing it through broadcasting for years. So to pick a candidate, I think he's the man for the job.
You trust him on the media. You listen to him every day, every night. You hear his voice. He has that passion. He hear about transparency. And that's what he'll bring to the table. That's what he'll bring to the table as an MP or future minister.
Young people, many of them voting for the first time, say Watson has captured their attention by speaking to the issues they feel are too often overlooked.
I feel like Mr. Watson would be a great candidate for this area. Southern Shores has been neglected for years. And now we have somebody that actually has a voice and who will stand up for the area because, like I said, it's about the youths. It's about the future, and he has a plan, and I like the plan that he's giving, so I feel like he'll be a great candidate for this area. He is more centered on youths, and, they are our future, and he is also trying to get awareness for kids that also has autism, and, here in the Bahamas, a lot of people don't really believe in mental disabilities and stuff, and to have somebody that cares about, one, the youth, and two, the people with special disabilities is a plus. It's about time that we have that voice, and he is that voice.
Well, it's a season of giving, and this year several Bahamian businesses are teaming up to ensure the joy of the holidays reaches every child on Exuma and Andros. The Joy to the Islands initiative is pooling resources, manpower, and the Christmas spirit to deliver gifts that organizers say are often overlooked during the holiday rush. Shares founder, Total Management Group Michael Munnings. The roster of partners include CLX Logistics, Island Souls Bahamas, Oasis Bar and Bistro, Kitatrix, Caribbean Bottling Company, and also a live business.
Joy to the Islands is our signature holiday outreach. So we thought that mostly a lot of the organizations and partners in New Providence tend to give towards the locally based charities. And so we wanted to take a different approach and give back to our local family islands. Each year we'll try to target 2 or more family islands based on donations and public support. I am also happy to announce that this year's project is particularly meaningful because Xavier's Lower School on West Bay Street, they are doing a toy drive this week, and they have reached out and said that they want to donate all the toys collected to this particular initiative. And what's so exciting is this week, Thursday, right here in the Harbor Bay Shopping Center at the Alive store is our gift wrapping and volunteer night. So we will be wrapping all of the toys for both Exuma and Andros on that night.
Well, the sponsors, Najaco Insurance and Commonwealth Bank, joining the initiative, they say it was a simple decision. Both companies say corporate social responsibility isn't just a policy, it's a promise to uplift communities.
We're not only excited about this opportunity, but we also found it necessary as we are a company that's heavily involved in the community and also building connections with people we serve every day. So any opportunity we have to make an impact on families and young people, being a young company ourselves, we highlight youth. This was more than necessary for us to be a part of.
In Andros, we're particularly excited because we have recently implemented ATM in North Andros to serve that area that is unbanked. And so for those important clients that we have there to be able to also support their children in this wonderful give back of gifts during the holiday season when it is most important that kids have a gift under the Christmas tree. We're really excited to be a part of that and look forward to supporting the kids in Exuma as well.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, a look at the Bahamas-China Friendship Association's kite flying event and how it's giving students some new opportunities. We've got to look at that. But first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Then to get sassy, so you ain't gonna bring in this yard.
Let's go drive.
Vincent, man, you know how much coconut I got in steel, man?
Let's go.
Vincent!
Boy, you lock up. Sajay.
Vincent, who is sassy, so?
They tell me I can borrow sassy, so the sassy soup.
Saj,
I ain't telling you can touch my boat. Hey, what are you lock up? Best of the Best is back on Montague Foreshore from December 4th to December 7th, so I can see you there.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Matching pajamas, Junkanoo, decorating contest, or caroling with the crew. However you Christmas, do it your way. With a Christmas loan from Bank of the Bahamas, you get the funds you need to celebrate the way you want. Plus, a chance to win one of 3 shopping sprees. Apply today at www.bankbahamas.com or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. Christmas your way with BOB, your bank of solutions. Terms and conditions apply.
Be joyful, not stressful. Holiday shopping is easy at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Best value whole kernel corn, 15 ounces, 99 cents. Rainbow green pigeon peas, 15 ounces, 149. Country Barn mayonnaise, 30 ounces, 369. Danish spare ribs, $2.39 per pound. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $2.39. Discover the great tasting variety of Wild Fork meats. From farm to fork, the freshest frozen meats are found at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. The Bahamas China Friendship Association continuing its efforts to build meaningful international connections. Over the weekend, the organization hosted its annual kite flying initiative at Aquinas College, an event designed to blend culture, creativity, and also education. President Donovan Moxey explains the goal goes beyond fun. He says it's aiming to give students some positive opportunities.
This is very important for us. I mean, many of these children don't have the opportunity to come out and engage in this kind of activities for a number of different reasons. And so for us, as the Bahamas China Friendship Association, it's a great opportunity for us to expose them to this kind of activity and learn a little bit about Chinese culture as well. We have 150 children from various programs. So we have them from various group homes, youth programs, urban renewal, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, cadet program. And so this is something, again, we're just exposing them to something different and new and unique, and really learning about Chinese culture as well.
While the day was filled with excitement and sky-high competition, the Chinese ambassador Yang Shangzhangrong says the event is also an historical pillar.
Of course, this is a very big, great platform
for a blend of Chinese culture, Chinese tradition with the Bahamian festival. And I know that Bahamians, you all love festivals, and I think this is really a very joyful festival. You also feel like me that we're back in the school life, and it's today is really great weather, and I think that this kind of festival, it's a very important platform for cultural exchange and also good for education and for people-to-people bonds. And kites were invented in China over 2,000 years ago, and also our ancestors used kites in many ways. And then I think records show that around 13th century, kites were brought by Marco Polo to Europe, and then it began its spread in the West. So I was told that actually, like the Wright brothers, actually they got inspiration from kites and then invented the first successful airplane. So I think kites is really a kind of culture and technological gift that China gives to the world.
Well, for Bahamians looking to start the new year on a healthier note, CG Atlantic is closing out 2025 with a powerful message. Wellness begins at home through their Zest Wellness Health Tour, visiting 4 local destinations: the Dunkirk Studios, the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, Bluefield Farms, and Jolly Fest. The tour aiming to educate Bahamians on the importance of eating local and reducing the nation's heavy dependence on imported foods. Corporate Wellness Manager Donovan Ingram and Janae Hanna stating that the initiative is as much about awareness as it is about empowerment.
This event is just one of many events we do. In terms of educating members, we try to talk every medical wellness topic possible. Some persons are interested in fitness, some are interested in nutrition. Of course, there's the favoritism towards women's health or men's health, different specific topics. We try to create a roadmap throughout the entire year, and we address all these topics in some capacity, whether an initiative like the Farmers Market Tour, which we are today, or our Fitness in the Park webinar series, and a whole number of different initiatives that we do throughout the community and also for our members.
We know produce is very expensive, so in the long run, if you want to feed your friends and family, it's better and it's healthier if you can grow those things yourself. And also just to help with economic growth, because we want to support our local produce farms and farmers versus bringing things in from in the U.S. We have all those items here.
Well, Bluefield Farms founding partner Tom Stack says the tour is not only a fun, interactive way for residents to learn about what's grown here at home, it's a necessary boost of support for local farmers who are working daily to expand sustainability.
So essentially, we've partnered with the Zest Wellness program through CG Atlantic for the last 4 years, and our portion of it really is showing people that they can buy local, healthy food that's nutrient dense, packed full of nutrients, and that way their health will be much better. So Bluefield Farms was established 12 years ago, and we've been growing year by year. This is our latest project behind us, which is the cucumber production that we've just started this year. And each year we try and implement another crop to our routine. We produce about 45 different items. A couple of our core crops are lettuce, microgreens, etc. And you might have seen them in the food stores. We supply super value, fresh markets, Atlantis, Bahamas. So we're very much on the wholesale side of things. We do have a small farm outlet at the store and also an online portal where people can purchase their goods. We really need the whole community behind us. It's not just the wholesale side of things. We need the people walking into the supermarket and wanting to purchase our goods. I look forward to the day when Bahamian companies are competing against Bahamian companies in the agricultural sector. Right now, the competition is against the imports.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Devontae Hanna has your latest check on sports. Good evening, Devontae.
All right, well, good evening, Janaea. It wasn't a good weekend for the men's national basketball team. They hope to better their chances in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers tonight. We'll tell you all about it right after this break.
Pain hits fast, so get relief fast. Only Tylenol Rapid Release Gels have laser-drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. And now, get Max Strength Topical Pain Relief precisely where you need it with Tylenol Precise.
I can clean your teeth, but I can't wash your whole mouth.
Yes, we're toothbrushes, not mouth brushes.
Listerine works with brushing to deliver 5 times more cleaning power, plus it contains clinically proven essential oils.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
Janae's Chesapeake Road Christmas Wonderland is open. Get up to 40%, yes, 40% off decorations this season. Christmas trees in a variety of sizes and colors, and decorated by choosing from the largest variety of Christmas decorations in town. Musical LEDs and laser lights, ornaments, lighted angels and Santas, garlands, wreaths, tree skirts, stockings, and lots and lots more. Oh, the array of flowers and picks choices. Don't forget the toys. Up to 40% off things Christmas at Janae's. Restrictions apply. Check out some selections online at janae's.com.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate-controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Devontae Hanna, filling in for Laurentia Smith, and this is Eyewitness Sports. Well, topping it off tonight, Team Bahamas off to a bumpy start in the first round of the FIBA Basketball World Cup Americas qualifiers. Even with the home court advantage, the senior men's national team fell to Canada 111-75 on Friday night at the Kendall G. L. Isaacs Gymnasium in Group B play. Team vet Jerron Keno Burrows chalked up the unfortunate loss to it being a tough game, but ultimately he says it's just basketball.
Yeah, man, tough game, it's basketball. It's tough conditions to come together for the window, but we're both in the same situation, so no excuse. But, overall, this wasn't the face that we wanted to show at home. But, it's a lesson. Nothing's lost. We still in pool play. It's not a championship. We have an opportunity now to regroup, to adjust, to look at the video, to try to make the changes, and go get the win in Toronto on Monday, man. That's all it's about right now. Whatever it takes. Apologies to the Bahamian public. We really appreciate the support and expect a better face Monday and in the future windows to come.
Well, the team's top scorer was Dominic Bridgewater with a double-double, 15 points, 12 assists. Now, EuroLeague player Kai Jones had 12 points and 8 rebounds on the night, and small forward Kentwan Smith had just 11. He says the team is looking to have a better showing tonight in their away game against Canada at the Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto.
No excuses, we got to show a better showing, but we can take some things from this game, especially in the second half, and learn from it. But we got to be better. Bahamas will be a different team when we go to Toronto. You know, we'll try to pick up the concepts the coach is trying to put in such a short amount of time. You know, we just met him. You know, it's a new team. It's not a new team, but new coach makes it a new team, kind of. But he's a great coach. I love him. And I love the new staff. And we're going to try to be better next week.
All right, well, in other sports news, the boys' finals at the J30 Gombe Splash will feature a full German showdown with the number 1 seed Nick McTurgeons facing countryman Johan Schick. Now, on the girls' side, it's an all-Canadian battle as top seed Layla Notter takes on her doubles partner Alexei Normandin. That's going to be an interesting match. They serve off at 9 a.m. The tournament has seen a strong level of international competition with athletes from more than 10 countries competing at the National Tennis Center in Nassau. The Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association is thanking its partners, Fidelity, Custom Computers, and the Ministry of Tourism for their support of the J30 Gombe Splash, a tournament that gave young players a global platform to showcase their talent. We'll have more details on that in a later newscast. Well, that's all we have for right now in Eyewitness Sports. Stay tuned. More news is on the other side of the break.
The auditorium of S.C. McPherson Junior High School was on fire with enthusiasm as students were recently awarded for displaying good character. Student leaders were also recognized for top performances.
Michael Cartwright. Congratulations, Michael. Carlton Sweeting.
The audience, which also comprised of a number of education officials, including Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and Education Director Dominique McCartney Russell, was brilliantly entertained by the musical and choral speaking performances of students in Shark Country.
Character will take you places that education cannot go. I know, you should always let good character show. Now block it, lock it, rock with it, then TikTok it.
The celebration was a culmination of Character Day, which was previously launched and dubbed S.C. McPherson Junior High School Blasts Off to Good Character. This is Ed Talk.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off. Ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Stop, man, stop. But it's hot today, boy. Boy. You see that? Mm-hmm. That's snowing. I can cool off, man.
Where you going? Get back here. Don't go in there.
I get inside there.
I can cook whatever you want tonight. Where you going?
You gonna do what?
I can cook whatever tonight.
I forget you can't cook.
Step out the heat and enter Skypole. Expert installation, cool comfort, and reliable service. Brought to you by Discount AC and Supplies. Your one-stop shop for top-tier AC units.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites. We offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods. handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Monday, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller. She's talking to the union responsible at BTVI on the challenges there. We've got that story coming up. Coming up and beyond the headlines, it starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Noel saying good night and be safe, everyone.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, BTVI lecturers say Linda Davis must go and they don't want her departure delayed. Also tonight, the Bahamas Union of Teachers vote to strike. It's all connected to the civil service salary review. We talk about that. And later tonight, 3 brothers, one as young as 6 years old, attacked in their home in Greencastle, Eleuthera. The culprits, also young men, reportedly broke into the house to get to the brothers. That's straight ahead for you as well. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening, I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, class time and business were disrupted on the campus of BTVI this morning as UTEB and the Auxiliary Professionals Union walked off the job, calling for the swift removal of President Linda Davis, even though there is only 1 month remaining in her tenure. Union members say Davis has blocked certification allowances, permanent and pensionable upgrades, and salary increments. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it this evening because this is not the first time they have protested against this president. This is not the first time they have spoken against her and said that and alleged that she has stood in the way of progress at BTVI. So we're really going to get to the bottom of this evening. Joining me is the president of the teachers union that represent BTVI. Of course, you heard the auxiliary union, and also a member of UTEB, Lawrence Clark. Of course, welcome President Ernesto Williams. Good evening to both of you gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Shanique.
Listen, let's just talk about this. As I read a moment ago, it's about a month, maybe even under a month until she retires because she has tendered her resignation, yes? Or expressed the fact that she will resign and leave BTVI at the end of this month.
The contract is not being renewed.
Oh, that's what
Right, it's not being renewed.
The contract is not being renewed.
Not a resignation.
What's the contract? Well, why can't you all wait it out? Why can't you all wait until the end of this month for Linda Davis to just wonderfully walk off into the sunset onto her next endeavor? What's happening now?
Well, I want to start by noting, good night, wonderful Bahamas people. This is Ernesto G. Williams, President of the Bahamas Union of Auxiliary Professionals in Education. 19 days remains, and 19 days is too long. 19 days can be equated to the more that someone can do against you. It sounds short, but this is an exiting president who has focused her regime, because I can't call it a leadership, she focused her regime in ensuring that she can do whatever it takes personally to frustrate the people at BTVI, the workforce that makes it work. On top of that, we are of the belief that it's been led or purposed to give her a consultancy position after her tenure is concluded.
Consultancy position allegedly where?
Supporting whoever the incoming president
At
is
BTVI?
to be. At BTVI.
No, I'm sure you all have been misinformed.
And the devil is a lie and the truth is not in him. Because that type of poor, autocratic, tyrannical, bullying, Scrooge-like mentality, that spirit has to go. It cannot be allowed here anymore.
What are some of the stuff that she's been alleged and accused of doing?
And so we currently have a lot of our members, a lot of my members in particular, and of course several in the Union of Tertiary Educators in the Bahamas, and Mr. Clark will speak to that, who are still permanent and pensionable, who have yet to receive their annual increments, who have given years.
Since when?
This would be the year for 2025, 2026. Those annual increments are 4 months late.
So who is responsible for that though? Can't be the president of BTVI.
The institution's executive leadership is responsible for ensuring that the industrial agreement is followed in tandem with the union. And so those were to have been due by July 1st. And so if you're not holding up your end of the bargain, the union always is being asked to be the bigger person. The employees are always asked to be the bigger person, to still show up, and they give their best, not just because they're being asked to, but because it's in them. We proudly give to the development of students in our country. That's what we're all about. Staff, faculty, middle managers, even the alumni. That's what we are focused on. And so at the end of the day, my question is, how long do you want them to give to you when you refuse to give to them? And then on top of that, when you're holding back allowances, you're holding back salary increments, you're holding back permanent and pensionable status, and you're purposely being a blockade to it, you want to go ahead and invest in and focus on what promotes your legacy.
Promote what legacy? But if this is, how many times have you all protested as it relates to the same matter?
Maybe about, it's probably the 6th or 7th time for the year.
Yes, too many times.
For the year,
for the year.
For the year.
For the year.
Now, Mr. Clark, is no way when the government giving out money, and I use that loosely, because let me just pull it back and be more responsible then. When the government has said, public servants, you all, based on where, especially public servants proper, where you stand, you in need of a little boost. And they have done that. Is no way this president, what you all are saying, is withholding money?
She's withholding the funds. She is, there's a process to, we would have had a career alignment for all faculty members, and this is based on the industrial agreement. And so once you're aligned in your proper category, then of course your salary would change. And so even that process, which would have happened last year, it was a very tedious, delayed process. I believe up until this year, we had at least 1 or 2 instructors who were still not in the proper categories, because there's criteria to get into these categories and obviously to get your benefits. And so one of those criteria would be your academic, your degree and certification that you currently have. And she is saying that they are not valid. She actually...
How so? Because she may... why would she say they're not... The accreditations, the degrees, the whatever. Why would she come out and say, these are not valid, I will not recognize and honor them, and you all go back and come back to me again?
Well, and that's what it is. She's chosen to not recognize them. She's chosen to include NACOB, which is a national local body that I guess approves or confirms degrees and accreditations of degrees. She included them. That was never part of the process. And this process was designed by the Prime Minister's office, not by BTVI, which is the worst part about this. This is a step that she included herself. And so we were very shocked to know that your degrees have to be verified. They never had to be verified before. All of a sudden now they have to be verified.
But Mr. Clark and Mr. Williams, let's be honest here. You know, listen, Bahamians are getting dumber. Y'all see where the national GPA stands? Does it still hover around D or F minus?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, so then if we don't need y'all showing up saying y'all teaching, whether it be at the primary, middle school, high school, college, technical levels, and y'all ain't quite know what y'all doing.
Well, you know,
exactly. Where y'all getting your degrees from? That this president seemed to be saying, I ain't buying it.
Shanique, can you imagine someone comes to you and tells you that the degree that you spent the time to study and work for, that you would have even traveled to, or that you would have spent the time online with, your accredited institution that has shown that they are accredited and that your degree comes from an accredited institution, that they show you this and someone still decides to question it, the disrespect, that stops. That has to have been over from before we walked into the 21st century.
Shanique, let me add that
let me add
that the
blood,
especially from an accredited
the foolishness.
Yeah, from an accredited institution.
Stop that mess, man.
Here is the problem with NACOB, because again, it was never part of the process. So now we have to send our degrees and our certifications to NACOB. NACOB in turn apparently will confirm the accreditation or the validation or the validity of the degree. But this is how NACOB. First of all, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of colleges around the world. NACOB, it's in itself only recognizes 14. So if you look at NACOB's website,
I think you need to say that number again.
NACOB, out of the hundreds of thousands of
universities
across the globe, where I can go and attain my degree.
Colleges and universities.
Okay. Yes, NACOB only recognizes 14.
Now who on the board of NACOB? Because there's no way that you all could be that. I know we try to be extra and do a lot, and that's okay because again, the students of today need it. The technical persons who are going into to upskill, they need people who know what they're doing. But certainly, you mean everywhere in the world, everywhere, even in the region has more than 14 universities and colleges, they only recognize 14?
NACOB only recognizes 14. And if we had known that, if we had understood that this would have been part of the process, we would have had an issue with that. You understand me? Why do I have to, how am I now, my degree, which is my degree and certifications, which is internationally recognized, accredited, is now being governed or validated by a small national, local institution? That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
It makes no sense. And the irony is BTVI in itself is recognized as an international body. And so now, if we are recognized internationally, if you are providing international certifications and we're providing international training, why are we being limited and governed by a local body which is limited in who they recognize? It makes no sense. And clearly that was something that was slid on, that was a plan all along. Yeah. Because I've been at BTVI going on 17 years. We have some persons, they're 10 years, 20 plus years. We all had to, obviously, we were all hired based on our qualifications and experience in the industry. And so never before was this an issue or a question or proposed to us. All of a sudden now, and you brought it in after the agreement was signed, Dr. Davis signed herself. She was part of the process, the negotiation process. If this is something that she felt so passionate about, you would have sent this, you would have done this or implemented this or spoke about this or brought this to the table earlier. She's playing games. She's playing with persons' career
and livelihood.
You have things out, man. You could imagine now, you have persons who are on these 2-year, 3-year contracts, 1-year contracts. And their tenure is 10 plus years, 15 plus years. But they can't go to the bank to get loans.
Can't get a loan.
If your contract says you're hired for 3 years, you can't go to the bank and get a long-term loan to take care of yourself and your family. That's a problem. And by the way, let me be very clear. These persons with these contracts have a full-time load. They execute the same responsibility as a permanent and pensionable instructor such as myself.
But yet they can't move forward.
But yet they can't move forward.
They can't
They are
get
limited.
their promotion. They can't get their salary review. They can't get any of those things.
They cannot get the medical. They cannot be placed on the medical plan because they have a short-term contract. But yet they have the full-time load and all the responsibilities as a full-time instructor. They also have
taking
as well.
advantage of people.
In addition to the extra time that we as instructors already put in. But that's really poor.
Now you have said,
That's
I
poor.
saw you in particular today saying that, listen, y'all were not, meaning lecturers, professors, teachers, whom will not enter the classroom until this woman is gone. You all stand on that?
We stand on that. We stand on that. We have to make this a priority, okay? Dr. Davis is not making the faculty of BTVI priority. And that's very, I mean, again, she's not people friendly. She doesn't recognize the humans as a true resource. And a resource is an asset. We are an asset to the institution. Mm-hmm. Why would you not take the time to sit with us and execute the benefits and other stipulations of the industrial agreement? By the way, the stipulations, again, were not decided by Dr. Davis. In some cases, they were decided by the Prime Minister and his office. Mm-hmm. And so now you are going against the Prime Minister's office? Are you what you're blatant? You're showing your hand pretty much.
But I want you all to speak to this because she has a few more weeks there as president, and you all feel as though you cannot wait until then. You really want this matter to be addressed now, this week.
It's too disrespectful. The disrespect is unbearable. It's unbearable. And you know, we're closing the year. As anybody else, Christmas is coming. You want to go the year feeling very, proud of what you've done so far.
That you've accomplished for the year, and you're moving forward.
And looking forward to the new semester.
To the new semester in the new year.
Exactly.
And what that will bring.
Let me explain another reason why we had to make this stance. In earlier part of this year, as I said, we would have signed our agreement in 2023. And so since then to now, we've been trying to get all these benefits and these processes get them rolled up, get everything in order, get committees sorted out, so on and so forth. At the beginning of this year, up until the beginning of summer, we were begging, UTED was begging for a meeting with Dr. Davis and her team to resolve these outstanding matters. There were 14 outstanding matters.
Give us an example of a couple.
Well, again, the permanent and pensionable persons, which or non-permanent and pensionable persons.
Yes.
The process of having some instructors not recognized or their degrees not recognized. The process was just taking long.
I mean, and these are legitimate universities and colleges, yeah?
Legitimate universities.
Y'all ain't going on YouTube and figure you listen to something for several hours and you have a degree. Listen, what happens tomorrow?
Tomorrow we do the exact same thing. This is priority to us. We will be doing this until two things happen. Dr. Davis is removed and we can start to get the 14 outstanding matters resolved. And as I was saying, Shani, we left out of the summer semester and went on summer break. The matters were not resolved. We came back, we begged for a meeting. We had a meeting on September 11th. We had the 14 items listed. We gave them a copy. We had our copy. We went through them line by line. We came up with a few of them that could be resolved. We demanded a resolution to these 14 because, again, we know the end of year is coming. And furthermore, there really was no reason to have them delayed so long. We were given a date of October for a number of them, and which means we would have had to come back and confirm if they were actioned. That meeting never occurred. Why? Because if we don't beg for the meeting, if we don't say, Dr. Davis, can we get back to the table and confirm, check off, and so, she doesn't provide the meetings. She's always busy. It's not priority for her.
You want to know what is priority?
This would be the board as well, not just Dr. Davis. This is Dr. Davis and the board of BTVI.
Board, agreed.
Okay?
The board ignores you all as well?
Yes.
They're complicit to it all.
They ignore, because at the end of the day, Dr. Davis will tell you she speaks on behalf of the board. But when we sit in negotiate, or I should say when we sit in meetings, because negotiation is done. When we sit in meetings with the board will now turn and say, well, Dr. Davis is the one who will have some final say on certain matters. Well, she will be the one to execute. So we're going from one to the next.
Who is the governing body of BTVI?
There's a board in place.
or the board?
There's a board in
Meaning-
place.
But Ministry of Education then doesn't play a role.
Well, the ministry and the government, as you know, would have
board
appointed
would
the board
respond, right.
to run the institution.
So the board would
Who
then
is chairman of the board?
Mr. Taylor is the chairman of BTVI's
First name?
board.
That's Elvin.
Elvin Taylor.
Elvin Taylor.
Yeah.
Step up, sir. Get this done. You want this institution that is now expanding across the nation to be successful? Well, see about your staff. See about your staff, Elvin Taylor, because Linda Davis is soon out the door. But these ones say Elvin Taylor. They will not go back in the classrooms today, tomorrow, and this week if Linda Davis remains in the chair.
Remove the stumbling block.
And so come and sit
Yes.
with me. Give them what it is. Meet with them. That's what people only want respect.
We want respect.
Acknowledgement and respect. Elvin Taylor, sir. Let's get this moving. Let's get this moving in the direction it should. And every
Amen.
board member, you all stop
Amen.
sitting on. They have a stipend they collect, eh?
Yes, they do.
Stop collecting the stipend and get the work done. Stop having
Serious.
big fat lunches on your meetings and get the work done at BTVI.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, I thank you both very much.
Thank you as well.
Appreciate it so
Beyond
much.
the Headlines is backward after this.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Welcome to Sunburst Super Christmas Sale, where you buy 5 and get 1 free. Prices start at just $28.95 for top quality wall paints and high gloss oil paints for $55.95 a gallon. Lucky customers get a chance to win a 42-inch TV every Saturday starting now. The drawing will take place at Sunburst Paints the first week of December. You can also have a chance to win one of 2 65-inch TVs during the month of December. So hurry on down to Sunburst Paints on Harold Road, where you buy 5 and get 1 free. Happy holidays, everybody!
Crossing the Sidney Poitier Bridge just got easier. Now you can pay your bridge tolls using debit or credit cards.
No more searching for cash.
Just tap and go. Quick, secure, and easy.
Modern convenience, same trusted service from the Bridge Authority.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eatin' well.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Welcome to Sunburst Super Christmas Sale, where you buy 5 and get 1 free. Prices start at just $28.95 for top quality wall paints and high gloss oil paints for $55.95 a gallon. Lucky customers get a chance to win a 42-inch TV every Saturday starting now. The drawing will take place at Sunburst Paints the first week of December. You can also have a chance to win one of 2 65-inch TVs during the month of December. So hurry on down to Sunburst Paints on Harold Road, where you buy 5 and get 1 free. Happy holidays, everybody!
Crossing the Sicily-Portier Bridge just got easier. Now you can pay your bridge tolls using debit or credit cards.
No more searching for cash.
Just tap and go. Quick, secure, and easy.
Modern convenience, same trusted service from the Bridge Authority.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Eat and Well has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay eatin' well.
Running.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, there continues to be a growing showdown between the nation's chief and a local union leader who says she and her members are refusing to yield until they get what is rightfully theirs. Jose Etienne has this story, and then we come back and talk about it.
I don't know why he was disappointed, but we are disappointed in the Prime Minister.
In fact, Wilson previously called the salary increases crumbs. On the other hand, here's what's driving Davis's disappointment.
That was not a matter that was negotiated by them. It was something I did for them.
But Wilson says it's time for Davis to stop rehashing that argument.
The funds did not come out of the Prime Minister's personal bank account or the Prime Minister's pocket. It's the taxpayers' money.
The union's also taking issue with recent increases not being retroactive to last year. Government officials confirmed that it's a back pay from September of this year.
We did not receive equal to others who would have received $3,000 and up because your word is your bond, sir.
Wilson's also arguing that a recent communication from government officials proved to her that the union's recommendations fell on stony ground.
I call it a general, vague weak response.
What did it say?
But they've also said that there's no other salary review, which shows that they never conducted a review for the 17,000 civil servants that they just paid crumbs to.
Now, that recent poll shows that nearly 88% of respondents voted in favor of industrial action, while an even greater majority, 92%, supported moving forward with a strike vote. Wilson declined to say how many teachers voted.
I sent out a second poll because you would note that industrial action is not only marching or protesting.
And so there you have it. President of BUT, Belinda Wilson, says, listen, it is crumbs. She stands on that. And she also insists that a salary review never took place and that they are entitled and waiting on, just as others would have gotten up to $3,000 onto their salaries. I imagine that's what she's saying, that her members too deserve such a generous reward. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines, Cassius Stewart. Cassius, of course, Cassius is a member of the Beyond the Headlines panelists, but I brought you out, singled you out, Cassius, because you made some statements last week that even the Department of Labor said, wait a minute, Shanique, wait, what is this? Let's revise that. Let's look at this, because Cassius misunderstood or misrepresented how much the unions have taken in over 40 years and all the rest of it down the line. But what do you think about Wilson, who was saying, listen, there were some civil servants who got up to $3,000, I guess, as a part of the salary review, and therefore her membership also are entitled to that amount?
You know, Shanique, I've been around a little long. I remember Pat Bain, I remember Freddie Munnings, I remember Obie Ferguson, I remember all of us having the same discussion 20 years ago, arguing about who didn't get what, who didn't get what. I remember marching up and down the hot streets in the sun with them, and we were singing "We Shall Overcome," because they figure we shall overcome. And we've been here before. We've seen this playbook over and over again. And next year we can see it again, and the year after that we can see it again. And for me, I'm tired of it, really. I mean, I'm tired of doing the same thing for the last 20 years, and there is no resolution to the problem. The problem is they want more than the government can give. And so if the government can't give it to you, where they can get it from? She said it right. It is the taxpayers' money. But the taxpayers ain't got no money because the taxes ain't coming in. The expenses of the government is far outweighs revenue. And so you're demanding more money from a government that don't have it.
Well, I'll tell you, the taxpayers are not happy with this. Union leaders and Labor and the Department of Labor weren't the only ones reaching out to me over this weekend, right up to this afternoon. So too were the taxpayers, meaning the regular Jane and Joe and Joe Blow and the rest of them. They are quite angry about this. And in it's not you get a medal, you get a medal, you get a medal. There has to be a level where you aspire to more. I imagine the people who got $3,000 were the ones who didn't have a salary review in over 2 decades.
Yes.
I imagine those were the ones who run ministries, directors and deputy directors and on those various levels. There's no way that perhaps someone who is at the entry level or some sort of up the tier, because there's a tier, should receive the same as someone who is senior.
But she think I can go back to my original argument, right? These unions have been bringing in and taking in money for the last 40 years. She said it was 17,000 members. They have 17,000 members paying $25 a month. That's $5 million a year. How are you investing these money so that you can help these people? Because obviously the government, if you've been doing this for the last 25 years and we can do it for another 25 years, how we can fix this problem? You see, the problem is, how do we solve this problem? The union has monies that they can't account for. They ain't telling you what they're doing with all that $250 million they had over the last 40 years.
What do you mean?
Where did the money go? Who did the money help? Where's the rest of the money? If you have overhead, granted, let us know your overhead. Then how did you spend almost $200 million in 40 years? How? Tell me. And so for me,
I'm sure you have done research over the weekend since you made that statement on Thursday's show. Have you come up with anything? Have people volunteered information to you?
Well, what I'm coming up with is that I think we need an audit, because what I'm understanding is a lot of the unions are not being able to meet their obligations in paying out. I'm getting a lot of noise in the market in that regard. But for me, the bottom line is that we need to have legislation to make sure that we could regulate the unions. The unions cannot be given a free-for-all to take in money and do whatever the hell they want with the money, because these are the people's money. Then you're going back to the government and say, give the people more money so I can give it back to the union who can waste the money. Where's the money going? And so the last time, Thomas Bastian was doing some stuff, they had Wakers House, they built this, that, the wash house is up and all that crumbling down. So what are you doing with the people's money? A quarter, 200, some people get technical, so it wasn't a quarter. It was $200 million. That's $200 million in 40 years. Where did that go? And so for us now, we find ourselves at a stalemate. The government ain't got the money to make. The union's taking in money and they can't tell you what they do on the money. They tell me I'm out of touch, I'm out of this. I just want to know, when you touch the money, where did the money go?
Well, I'll tell you this, you may be out of touch and perhaps not well versed in unionism. That is a term and a whole language on its own. But you're not the only one who's asking this kind of question. Cassius, what disturbs you most about this? You see, the teachers have said, listen, they have voted in favor of a strike. When that happens, we don't know. You saw in the last segment, we had the UTEB and the Auxiliary Professionals Union from BTVI here, and they admitted, and I said it facetiously, yes, but they admitted, listen, Bahamians ain't getting no smarter. This GPA still hovers where it hovers, and to the disgrace of us all, right? What I'm saying, when teachers are going to sit out for nothing that affects the bargaining unit, nothing that affects the fact that the government did not give them what it is that they negotiated for something that I figure, Cassius, here you go, enjoy this cup of tea, and you put it back in my face because the cup was half full. What did we say?
What you're basically saying is we're not saying value for our money. And that's basically what you're saying. Because my first protest 25 years ago was against Ivy Dumont. You remember her name?
Ivy Dumont, yep, former Minister of Education.
I protest against Theon folks. I protest against Alfred Sayers. I protest against all the ministers of education because we were hovering at a DEF. The country ain't producing intelligent people.
And we still there.
And so really we want to see productivity. Now, granted, teachers are very hardworking, right? And I understand where we are. But I think what we need to do is, because we're being back and forth with this for the last 25, 35 years, and we ain't getting nowhere, because we can find ourselves rowing about this. I think that, I think we may have a solution to this problem.
What is it?
Particularly with the unions. What I think we should do is, I have a plan here we call a national framework for shared prosperity and tourism. In other words, you got the hotel union bringing in $5 million a year, right? Any tourism and investment going forward allow the union have first right of refusal to invest in any tourism-related project up to 10%. So in other words, you give them the first right of refusal to buy 10% shares in any tourism-related project so that these dividends can go directly to the members. So you have the staff workers, the hotel workers, you have the taxi cab union. So the hotel workers and the taxi cab union, give them the right to invest in the Royal Caribbean project when it starts, right? They get 10% or more if they could afford it. Atlantis, if Atlantis is on the market for sale, if it's being sold, whoever buy it, allow the hotel workers union and the taxi cab union
negotiate properly the heads of agreement so that these people can
buy shares in it.
Yes.
So that 10% dividend goes directly back to the union, and the dividends are shared amongst all of the members, so that they don't have to go downtown looking for no $100, a little $50, because the government obviously tell you for the last 25 years, they tell you they ain't got it. So you have to be creative. And so now, whether it's a new project, whether it's Albany, whether it's whatever project moving forward, give them the first right of refusal to buy shares in any tourism-related property or project so that this dividends could go back to them because they service the industry. Mm-hmm. And so these same people who are cleaning the rooms, now they come to work earlier, they work harder
they have a
because
vested
they are shareholders in it.
Yeah.
The taxi cab drivers who are sitting out front of any project, they know that they are shareholders in it because at the end of the day, whether they earn a little $50 share, they know that the dividends are coming back because over the years, their dues are now working for them. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to submit this proposal to the Prime Minister and tell him to listen, take a look at this because I think moving forward, we have to break this.
No, something has to be done differently because I'll tell you, the taxpayers, and they have been saying this really since this argument started, particularly those many in Grand Bahama, are very angry and saying, Shanique, when are you going to actually speak to the other side of this? And I'm like, what is the other side? What more they expect? This is what the people are actually saying. The average person out there on the street is saying what more they want.
Yeah, because, I mean, think about this for me, it's adding value. It's adding value. How do you add value to someone's life? So the union is not just for a union president to walk down Bay Street to jump some fence and jump some fence, make some noise and so on and carry on board. That's not what their purpose is. You know, of course you are collecting dues, but how do you now turn those dues into something practical over the next 50 years for the members and their family? Because at the end of the day, these people still got to live, they got to eat, they get insurance, and the cost of living in the Bahamas is not going down, it's going up.
Yeah, and let me tell you, the whole purpose of this show is, and I'm not singing because I hate ignorance. If you cannot deduce, pull up a dictionary, that I am here speaking every night on the behalf of us, that we are better empowered. You see, because things aren't going down, things aren't decreasing in price, the cost of living isn't going, and it will not. The U.S. complaining about it, and anywhere else in the world. So if you don't understand that I am here fighting and being a voice for the people to be empowered, and that is what unions ought to be busy about doing now, empowering the people. Their members are people who have children, mortgages, have school fees, and all the rest of it. But how will they be able to pay it? Certainly not by the increment that you hope for every year, that you get that. It's by the empowerment of an idea that Cassie has just presented, and any other idea out there where the union can come together and decide, listen, let's uplift our members as we all are uplifted.
And it's a partnership between the union and the government. If the government could create legislation to say, listen, any tourism-related project moving forward, the union has first right of refusal to buy shares into it, 10% or more. And so if we can tweak it however we want. But just look at it now, that every member of the tourism sector, whether they are a line staff, a casino worker, or a whatever, or a taxi driver, they have shares in everything moving forward.
I like that.
Through their union.
Yes.
Now, the question is, now there's a lot of regulation that goes into the legislation to make sure that the people get what they get, and making sure that the unions don't lose the money like they can't find out the $200 million that we're looking at now. But we have to begin to do something different, because we will find ourselves
we will be back. We'll be at the next 50 years. The same things, the same script, different cast.
And I'm sick of it.
The next 50 years, you rowing and carrying on versus being empowered and at a different level, of different quality of life and living. If you cannot determine that is what this discussion is about tonight, then you missed it entirely. You absolutely missed it. And I want to say this as well. I did not for this discussion and this show tonight, but I've reached out to Kimsley Ferguson before and have been ignored. And so if you want real results, and if you want to have your issue given the attention, the national attention it wants, then you would come and actually have an intelligent, mature discussion. But if you're going to continue to ignore and not play and figure that you're going to not speak to Shanique, but you're entitled to do that. But Shanique is going to continue to have a show. I have also before now reached out to Linda Davis, who too have not come and discussed. But this show goes on, and it sails and has the attention of everyone around the nation, the region, and abroad. And so therefore, if you want to come and sit down and sulk and point fingers and figure I'm singing Brave Davis's tune, and that's all you get from it, then guess what? You just the brightest bulb in the bunch, aren't you?
But this thing can do with Brave Davis.
Not one thing.
It has to do with making sure that we could fix a problem that's been vexing for the last 25 years.
Man, since independence.
I tell you, I've been walking up and down the street singing We Shall Overcome. That's why I could tell you. Ain't nobody could tell me that. And I've been there with Obie Ferguson. We've been walking up and down the street singing Oh We Can Overcome. But now let's create a shared prosperity and tourism for the unions, the government, and everybody in stake. At stake, all the stakeholders.
Bahamians, let's raise the level, man. It's on us. Nobody else. It's on us. Let's raise the level. Let's become empowered. Let's become informed, and let's do so responsibly. Beyond the Headlines is back after this.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off. Ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Then to get sassy, so you ain't gonna bring in this yard. Let's go, drive. Listen, man, you know how much coconut I got in steel, man? Let's go. Gangster! Boy, you lock up. Sergeant.
Gangster, who is Sassy Sue?
They tell me I can borrow Sassy Sue, the Sassy Sue.
Sarge, I ain't telling you can touch my boat.
Everybody lock up. Best of the Best is back on Monica for a show from December 4th to December 7th, so I can see you there.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Running out of space? We've got room for that. Welcome to Skyline Storage, your trusted self-storage solution. Skyline Storage offers units from 5x10 to 10x30, climate controlled or standard dry. Perfect for home or business. Located in Westfield Commerce Park, Western New Providence. Your belongings stay safe with gated access and 24/7 surveillance starting at $175 a month. Reserve, pay, and move in online. No phone calls, no paperwork. Visit SkylineStorage.com. Skyline Storage. Storage made simple.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
It's Christmas time at Grand Bahama Tiles with 5 days of savings you don't want to miss. Starting this Saturday, November 29th, get 25% off all tiles in stock. Then on Monday, December 1st, savings drop to 24% off, ending Thursday, December 4th with 21% off. The early bird really catches the worm this Christmas as savings drop each day. Hurry down for early Christmas savings at Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920.
Then
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in this evening. Let's continue moving forward with the show. I want to first bring in the Hot Topics panelists and get their response to what we just discussed in the last segment, which is, of course, the issue with the teachers union in particular. I imagine there may be other unions attached. I'm not sure, but I know those leaders who reached out to me shared any number of views over the weekend and including today. But I want to first just hear from the gentleman before we move into this absolutely horrifying assault that happened in Greencastle, Eleuthera. Gentlemen, we'll get to that in a moment. Good evening to you, Leslie Miller. Good evening, Garth Roseborough.
Good evening.
Good night, Shanique Meadows. Welcome to December, they say. And
December
Yeah.
blessings, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Last
God.
month of the year.
God is so awesome.
Thank God he took us this far.
This far throughout the year, absolutely, and I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for you, gentlemen, as well.
Well, we thank you.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Absolutely,
Grateful to be
yes, absolutely. Gentlemen, your thoughts, though, on what is a looming potential strike by the teachers union.
Makes no sense.
Leslie yawning. Well, Shanique, to be frank with you, it's always easy to philosophize about how money matters should be handled, especially when it's not your own money. But as for me, if I was to personalize the issue, and if I were to promise you some money, not giving you the amount of money, and then you say to me, well, Jesus, you only gave me crumbs. Well, you know that's going to be the last time I give you anything, right? Because that's the way I treat my money. You know, people are always sensitive when it comes to gaining money, but how many of us are willing to give money? And just as Cassius said, how could you expect money that you don't even know how much money is there to be given? Yeah. And so I don't understand the logic behind all of this idea of a strike, but I can tell you this much. You may say that it's not political. I'll bet my bottom dollar it is. It has to be political because we always act the fool. I use the word fool with a capital F when it's time for election. You got to try to squeeze the government, try to get their attention, get everything that you want and more. You don't even really care about the taxpayers' money. You don't even really care about the taxpayer. You don't really care about us. If the man gave you $5 and that's all he had to give you of our money, take the $5 and thank God. But if you're going to be that ungrateful, I would tell you, stop offering these people our money without negotiation.
You know, it is really sad that every election cycle, we go through these madnesses, as all you can call them. The entire year, the government was negotiating with the unions. They say they're tying some 46 contracts, they say. Brought all the unions to the table, acceded to their demands in trying to level the playing field, getting the governing ministries to be in tandem with the quasi-government entities, which will never happen, by the way. And suddenly, the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Prime Minister, knowing the type of person he is and the background he's come from, realized that because of the appreciable cost of living in the Bahamas, especially in food, energy, as well as apartment rentals, that it was a really tough burden on the backs of the average ordinary Bahamian. So what did his government do? For 3 times in 5 years, they've had an increase that without any deliberation, without any negotiations with the union, said it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
And he did it. And despite him doing so,
it's still mad.
You would swear that this was a contractual agreement that he had committed to months ago, didn't live up to it, and now the union president is mad as hell. And then when the good gentleman who just came on just now indicated that some $200 million union workers' funds not has been unaccounted for, but has never been accounted for in a tangible way that I can see where my money going from week to week. I think it's time that these unions step to the plate and give people a clear picture of this country as to what cash we have in the bank, what assets we have accumulated over the last 40 years representing these people, what benefits they're going to get when they come to retirement, and what benefits they're getting now for sick leave, for emergency situations, and for the high cost of living. Are we interested in assisting them in getting a home? Can the government assist us, and we work with the government in tandem with getting, say, 100 acres from the government to put affordable housing? Because forget low-cost housing. There's such thing as low-cost housing anymore. So stop using that term. Affordable housing. Now, I would wish to see them, with the funds that they've collected over the years, sit with the government and say, listen, I need 100 acres Old Carmichael Road somewhere, and help me with the infrastructure. Let us put up our money, put our money to work on behalf of the people we've been representing for them 40 years.
Empower the people.
We have the cash. Let us do something meaningful to uplift the lives of those average, ordinary Bahamian that makes up this union camaraderie. That's what I'd like to see.
Actually, I just chime in there really quickly, and I like what Leslie Miller is saying. But once I want to just strengthen and then reiterate, everyone is interested in everyone else's money. Everyone else is assuming that you have this money. Cassius George says, you know what, based on my calculations, you unions should have this amount of money. The unions are saying, as the government, you should have this amount of money.
Yes.
But the cost of living, who knows how much money anybody else has? If you're getting some free money, how can you now complain? You don't want to tell us how much money you got. You don't want to tell us how much money you've been spending. You don't want to tell us if you've been robbing your union members. You don't want to tell us that you've been rewarding them healthily and wealthily. But you want to say, oh, government, I know you got plenty of money in our treasury. I know you can do better than what you did before. We were expecting more. Well, the government is saying we don't have it. So
Let's talk about freedom of information then. If you want the government to disclose that they should give you more, you come and disclose yours.
It's almost tantamount to having a nice, wonderful wife or a better half.
Wife?
And every Monday it asks X, Y, Z. And you say, okay, no problem at all. I'm helping you to advance yourself and advance our relationship and advance our future. And then one day you find that there's nothing there with all the funds you were giving them over the years. And they can't give an account for it.
Right.
And then you say, listen, man, this don't make no sense. So you walk away from it. And what happened? The party probably put that money somewhere for their own benefit and left you out of the equation. This is tantamount to them. What happened to the people's money? You're responsible for it. You got to give an account of it. I just think it's time now that takes place. Instead of you crying all the time. First of all, the government didn't give you the money. The government gave the money to the union people. And we don't know how many people was involved in this strike petition that you gave out. Could be 20, could be 50, could be 5,000. But you refuse to give out the figure. Say, well, that's my ace. But if you're ace or not, why would someone not be grateful for a government that decided, I want to assist you, Christmas is coming, I know things are tough, here's what I want you to do, and then next year we'll revisit it again and try to see what we can do, depending on the circumstances. What is so wrong about that? Why do you have to fight all the time and be so ungrateful?
Many of their negotiations are just about here, you know. They have negotiations, I think, early next year.
Yes.
And so therefore, many of them, I told you this weekend, you would think I was working. But for the amount of, whether it's the Department of Labor or whether it's union presidents themselves who spoke with me and told me any number of things. And so therefore, you know, they have a lot to say. They have a lot on their mind. They're thinking about a lot in the middle of all of this. And so the thing is, again, you know, I'll tell you this, at the bottom of it all, you regular Jane out there, regular Joe, it's for you to become empowered. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's for you to
That's what
become,
I'm
and
putting my
because
dues for.
I gave the example,
I do,
and
man.
I ain't talking about the
Give my
union
family
I used to
something.
be in. But,
Show me something.
but I used to work in an environment where I was unionized for 14 years.
Yes.
Well, when I was fired, no, I left. When I left, I don't know, but the first time I left, they didn't say you was paying dues for 14 years, so Shanique,
Okay.
I'm here.
You serious?
So, no,
Take this check.
that don't
No,
happen.
boy. You
didn't get any money?
out.
No.
The union did not give me 1 cent. Now,
No.
y'all owe me something.
For 14 years?
Sherry Benjamin, you was in president then, but if you think they owe me something, come. Because I'm saying,
No.
after 14 years, when I left and I went into the private sector,
And putting money into it every
14
month.
years?
every
No, boy.
twice a month.
No, boy.
Twice a month.
No, boy.
And I
That's
was,
rough.
and so Sherry,
That's
let's
rough.
talk, like we have something to talk about.
That's
But I'm
rough,
trying
yeah,
to say, the
that's rough.
union
That's
ain't
rough.
following you, whether you are fired,
That's
whether you
rough.
leave and go on
That's
to embrace another
That's rough.
opportunity, whatever you need to do.
That's
So
rough.
my thing again
Yeah,
is,
what the
just
hell
as
was
we're
that?
asking, where's this money? But you all, here's what's troubling. That is, yeah, but here's something. A terrorizing assault on 3 brothers, the youngest just 6 years old, leaving their mother distraught tonight and asking for assistance. It all unfolded on the island of Eleuthera in the settlement of Green Castle. Here is this story by Linton Ritchie, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Let me know if to move on or just talk about it if we have. We might be having a little technical issues, and so here's what took place. Apparently, a group of boys, it may have been a little ongoing feud, and I think these are school-age young men, and the mother went out somewhere to run an errand, left her sons and the 6-year-old home, and these boys broke into the house, kicked the screen door down, I am told, and I really didn't want to guess this. I wanted the story to actually tell it, but kicked the screen door down. There it is. Let's see.
I get the call from my 16-year-old screaming, saying, "Mommy, they chopped me in my head. They chop him in his head with a cutlass. They beat him with pieces of wood. He could have been dead."
Grateful her son is still alive, but outraged. That's how 33-year-old mother of 5, Santisha Brown, describes the harrowing near-death attack on her 3 sons, ages 18, 16, and just 6 years old. Brown telling Eyewitness News exclusively that her eldest son had a prior dispute with another teen. After speaking with the other teen's parents, she thought the matter was resolved, but days later, after she left home, that teen allegedly returned with 2 others, intent on violence. Instead, her 16-year-old opened the door and was met with a brutal sudden assault.
Drenched in blood, screaming, waking up the 18-year-old. He had to start fighting and defending. My 6-year-old, they gone to go hit him in his head with a rock. He had to shove the 6-year-old under the bed. They took that same rock and hit my 16-year-old in the same place where they did already chop him.
Officer in charge of Eleuthera, Superintendent Franklin Neely, confirming the incident, noting all 3 suspects are minors.
3 young men with a range age between 15 and 17 were arrested. They were later transported to New Providence, where they are expected to be arraigned.
The attackers left a trail of destruction throughout the apartment. Shattered windows, holes in the walls, damaged doors. Brown says her attempts to seek financial assistance from the suspect's parents went nowhere, but community members stepped in, helping her son to get to Nassau for urgent medical care.
He had a lot of swelling going on. Thank God there was no internal bleeding. They checked him to make sure none of the nerves and stuff was clipped.
Now with her 16-year-old son bruised and fighting to recover, and her 6-year-old traumatized by the violent ordeal, Brown says she wants one thing.
But justice need to be served. Sit down and talk to these children. And when these children do wrong, you correct them in their wrong. Don't you cloak them, because my child could have been dead.
You know, in some areas, let's just zero in on Eleuthera, eh? In some areas in Eleuthera, Crane Castle, for example, is synonymous with just foolery, as you saw a moment ago. And it is disgusting to see that kid, and I'm not saying he's innocent, because he may have done something as well in the past, but the woman says she tried to talk with the parents to try get it all squashed. And the minute she stepped out to run an errand, these boys broke into the home allegedly, and this is what they did. Gentlemen, your thoughts on what we saw just now that looks so frightening and unbelievable?
To me, I'm just petrified.
See, there's the door. There's the screen door kicked down right there. Yeah, go ahead, Garth.
Bring the whole door down.
This is beyond criminal. This has actually entered
The savagery.
into the realm of pure evil.
Yeah.
Whatever form of retaliation you would like to deem this, we all know it's unnecessary. It just goes to show us that so many families have now become dysfunctional at best. There are a whole lot of us as parents that may need some type of counseling. Mediation is going to be necessary in situations like this. Psychological evaluations. I mean, our country is just lacking in terms of the psychiatric treatment needed for a number of people in this country. But these children, what you just witnessed, Shanique Miller, is an instant creation of a mini gang. That's what it was. They turned into a gang like in a moment to break down into somebody's house, criminal, to bring a cutlass, weaponry, evil. Terrorists,
Cutlass, man.
And we got to define this one, Shanique Miller.
Yes.
This is so horrifying to me.
They've got to be charged as adults. Now, I understand they were given bail today. I don't know what, listen.
Given bail?
Bail. Listen, that's attempted murder. The judicial system has got to now get with the times of where these people are, Leslie.
Listen, this is savagery, what we witnessed
Jesus, man.
A few minutes ago. How is it that the parents of these young fellas who break into the people's house kick the door down? How did their parents bring them up? That you go with a cutlass to kill a young boy 6 years older to be pushed under the bed by his brothers to try to save his life.
A 6-year-old.
And now he gets bail? We can't be serious as a country. I mean, how do you have a well-ordered society when all of us don't ascribe to the same norms? How does society function properly? When you can see the savagery that took place in that situation. Now, what is going to happen in the end? The guy's going to go to school next week saying, "You see what I did? I'll do it to one of y'all." Because these guys inflate their ego by saying how bold they are, how dangerous they are.
Criminals.
and how criminality they are in their minds that I could go and take a life and I'll walk free. And that's again because we don't have the necessary laws in place. They are in place, but we wouldn't execute. And young people see this, they say, well, listen, I can do anything because they can take my life if I kill them. I can go free. And they don't understand, the government and the parliament don't understand how important this is. I was talking to someone this morning. A lady called me, her mommy died suddenly, good friend of mine. And she paid $3,500 for a grave site and wanted to put a tombstone on her mommy's grave. And you can get the tombstone. I bought it for my parents, my son, and other family members. Get them out of Miami for about $650, beautiful ones. $1,000 give you the best. And he had started $3,500. You already paid your $3,500 for it. How the hell it get to be their business as to what you put on your family's grave? And the members of parliament and the government sit back on their backsides and nobody would move against it. And you realize why the people are so upset about y'all? Come on, man.
A nation of pirates. You understand?
Come on, man.
A nation of pirates, and we've got to clean it up. And that is why when I try stand for the empowerment of Bahamians, so that you stop being so desperate and raising a bunch of spawn. That's what they are, spawns. And so when you raise them, that's what it's exactly.
That's the average, ordinary Bahamian.
That's it.
Saying, I just had. One of my loved ones just died. I paid $6,500 for a grave, a small grave site. And you can tell me I cannot go to Miami and cannot purchase it here. There's a guy right through Stapleton Gardens that makes beautiful ones. And they won't allow him to sell. It's criminal. And the government sits on their backside. And members of parliament sit on their asses in parliament and do nothing about it. And I'm mad as hell for it because it's unfair to the average man. See, the big guy can afford anything. I got no concern for the big guy. I got concern for the little fella. The one who hustles every day trying to give his children a better life. And in his darkest hour, you can tell the man, you cannot bring it in my graveyard. That is not your graveyard after I paid for that grave. That is my property. And we got to enact something in parliament to save the poor from these vultures. That's what they are.
And this is why I'm saying to you all.
Okay? Get up, man.
The person who comes knocking on your door, if he or she cannot empower you and help
I'm not
make
looking for your best interest. You know what to do. Send them home.
Send them packing. You don't need somebody who's scratching their head and trying to wonder where the money comes from just like you. You need someone who comes with a vision. A vision and a workable vision. Who's working on your behalf to get you further in life. Okay? Now Greencastle, you all are synonymous with foolishness and foolery.
Sort it out. The police got a mandate.
There's a whole BTVI campus right there in Greencastle. Get and stop being dumb, distracted, and just enthused about foolishness.
Something meaningful
and
with your life, man.
Get into BTVI. Go and register and learn a craft, upskill. Get something else going where you're busy and you're occupied. We will follow this up and we will see what's going on.
Almost kill people on your own bail the same time, the same day. We ain't serious in this country, man. We just will go to hell. That's all I can say. I'm all this. Just pack our bags and go straight to hell.
Listen, Garth, quickly, 2 seconds.
I'm just saying, national security. We need a plan to help our children. This reminds me of the savagery of Rwanda. It's like the beginning of Rwanda all over again in our small country. People? And the use of cutlass and such mechanisms in the mind of a child, to me that's so horrifying.
I'll tell you, and I'll tell you this, parents. Yes, parents, let me tell you something. Stop trying to be your children's friends. Stop twerking. Exactly. Stop twerking and trying to go after your daughter's boyfriend and girlfriend and sleeping and having sex and all up and down in front of your children, and start being parents. And then if you're too young to be a parent, stop laying on your back for every man who come knocking on your door. I won't say more, but I'll just be respectful this Monday night.
You know what my late father told me? Before he passed, he said, son, if you live to be 1,000 years old, you can never be equal to me. I'm daddy.
That's right.
I name daddy.
Be fathers,
you name
mothers, okay? Simple as that.
Never be equal.
And let some respect happen in your household. Start being parents again. It's as simple as that. Beyond the headlines, I thank you all so much for tuning in this evening. Of course, to all of tonight's guests, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for tuning in this evening. I certainly enjoyed having you along. For the entire team, my wonderful team back there, thank you. We are so happy for all of you tuning in. Make it a great evening.